21st, and we will be there for that opening game as well as Bafana Bafana. So let's have a quick glimpse as to what we can expect from our very own team as well as the teams from Southern Africa, because we've got 5 teams represented from Southern Africa at this Cup of Nations. Phumuzo, as well as the Bold and the Beautiful. What do you think, when we look at the group that Bafana is in, will be our approach going into, let's say, the opening game against Cote d'Ivoire?
Opening game, Thomas, you don't want to lose the point that you have before the game starts. It means that if you draw that game against a Cote d'Ivoire team who are just outside the top 10, where they're 11th in Africa. So you are thinking that game, you don't want to lose the point you start with, Thomas.
But as much as Cote d'Ivoire are 11th in Africa, Bafana Bafana are 14th in Africa.
Yeah,
so it's not a case of we have to be super fearful, spasabe.
Yeah, but because what also becomes critical is that we don't have to go all out. What's critical is that we don't lose our games. One, Phumuzo has highlighted, Cote d'Ivoire. Let's look at the approach, mentality. Are we going there full force? Definitely no. Chances are we don't have to lose that game.
So you're saying first game, you don't go
cautious.
You don't go all attack
cautious
in the first game. Second game against Namibia,
we go all out. That's why you collect 3 points. You say la nyashafuna, because at the time you get to Morocco might have qualified the time. So you're saying if you go on Morocco, you
went far there because you made it sound like Namibia is just going to be easy meat. Do you know who Namibia beat to get to this Cup of Nations? They knocked out Mozambique and former champions Zambia to qualify for this Cup of Nations. They've got Abo Ananias Gabart. Yamaz wase Morocco. Abo Dion Hoto. Abo Peter Shalulile. Bakhona la kule Namibia.
Namibia ukhuluma ngayo. Their best players, they play in the PSL.
Yeah.
We've got 6 of them in this team. Talking about Shalulile from Highlands Park. You're talking about Umbaeva from Golden Arrows. Those Dion Otto from Bidvest. So we know these players very well. So this way City, I'm a player who trap. Okay, in Namibia, I'm say trap.
So you've got opening game. Cautious approach, Cote d'Ivoire, dangerous team, plenty of very good players around Europe in that team. Namibia must win. Then against Morocco, it's a wait and see how Morocco has done. If they're already qualified, they might change their approach.
The other thing that we need to look at, top 2 qualify in the group.
So
then the best third teams, 4 of them will qualify. So by the time you go to Morocco, you want to say, I want 4 points before you play that last game. 4 points before that Morocco. You
hear now, the calculators are already out here from Phumuzo, because he's starting to look at how Bafana can qualify as a 3rd place.
4 points. By the time
3rd place.
Before we play the last game, it's 4 points.
But we want to go to the last 16, the 3rd place.
It doesn't matter as long as we're there. As long as it's there. As long as it's there.
And then moving on to the SADC region and how our teams from around our neighbors are doing. Zimbabwe is another team that have qualified for the Cup of Nations, and they've done it also in great style. And when you look at how many players we know from that team, it's just about everybody that's played in South Africa.
Almost PSL. But when I look at their group, Egypt, 7 times winners is trouble. But I think Zimbabwe, watching them from our preparations point of view, I've realized that the team is strong. And also within influence, I'm a player that are based in South Africa.
Abo Kama Biliadi, Abo Musona, who used to be here.
They've got 13 players that play in the PSL. But there's one more. Usibande, the goalkeeper at Witbank Spurs, is also in the team and was playing in the NFD. It shows the quality of our league. So Zimbabwe has got 14 players from our league this side. They've got one of their superstars that was made here. Musona is also playing for Zimbabwe.
So are you tipping them to potentially be in the quarterfinals?
No, they will be. A strong player.
Quarterfinalists?
Yes.
So you've got Bafana in a quarterfinal?
Thank you.
In a 3rd place. And then you've got Zimbabwe in a quarterfinal. Let's talk about the other teams from Southern Africa, because there are 5 of them. 2 of them already we've discussed, South Africa and Zimbabwe. Then moving on to, you've got Angola, you've got Madagascar, and last and finally, we've got...
you see Zimbabwe, Madagascar, South Africa, Namibia, Angola.
So, Angola, what do you think?
Angola, Thomas, I want to go back to the players that our viewers know. I'll go to Madagascar. They are going to see Dex in that midfield. Box-to-box player for Madagascar. He's going to be one of the key players.
First AFCON ever.
Mamela, Thomas. So, but in the first AFCON, you are not allowed to win. What you are not allowed to win?
I guess, yeah. I mean, what did Bafana do in their first AFCON?
I know, I get 4x4.
The first AFCON we won. That's what I'm saying. The first one we won. Yeah, so, okay, it's possible. We're going to be talking about that and a lot more. It's all about the Africa Cup of Nations in the discussion Soccer Zone. SABC 1 at 10 o'clock.
Thank you so much to Thomas and the team. Always very interesting and exciting to see the debate around football. And of course, when the Africa Cup of Nations 2019 is underway, the Full View Sports team as well as Sports Live will be bringing you regular updates on that tournament. And unfortunately, it is time for us to love you and leave you. That's all the sports we have for you tonight. Do remember that you can get in touch with us on Twitter. That's SABC Sports Live, or you can email us sportslive@sabc.co.za. But until next time, from me, Uvusiwe Ngobo, and the rest of the team, it's good night and take care.
The SABC News mobile app is your one-stop digital portal to all the news you need. Stay connected with the latest in breaking news. Watch the SABC News channel along with clips and live streams of all the big news events. And listen to all the SABC News radio stations live, including podcasts and much more. Simply download